Why is it we all have the same amount of time, but some seem never to get things done? Feel like you could get more things done, but don't know where the time goes? Let me try to answer that for you. The first question I ask you is, what are you telling yourself? In other words, what's important to you? If anything I've learned from sales, it's that if somebody wants to get something done, they'll find a way, regardless of whether it's weight loss, bodybuilding, writing a book, taking classes, or learning something new, buying a car, meeting a new partner. Something goes, but they'll find a way to get it done. So let's take a look at some of the time consuming tasks that might be affecting your work. Let's look at some of the after hours excuses you might be telling yourself. Of course, you want to network, so you go out to dinner with the intent of meeting people, having a drink or two, talking to them about your service or your product, your business. Then one drink leads to another, which leads to another. Next thing you know, you're a little incoherent maybe, and the time is now to go home. How about watching TV while you're working? This takes the focus off of what you should be doing if you choose to make phone calls or send out mailers or do your research. How about self-defeating excuses? Got to have some food. Got to stop a minute, go to the bathroom. Got to get a drink. Sounds childish, doesn't it? But we tell ourselves these things are important. How about other demands that we impose on ourselves, such as yard work? Does the yard have to be done right now between your hours you've elected to work, or can they be done on the weekends or other times? How about cleaning? While you're at home, maybe taking phone calls if you do that. Is it necessary to get the cleaning done right then, or can that be put off to later? Car repairs. Somebody's got to take it in. Why does it have to be you? Or do you have to repair your car by yourself? What about driving the kids back and forth? Those kind of things. Are they necessary? Do you not have a bus service? Do you not have a friend or spouse that can do that? Other areas. How about shopping? Does shopping have to be done directly during the time? These are all little time stealers and that are time consuming tasks that continue to work against us. Let's look at some other time consuming tasks while at work. Doing the wrong work. Okay, you aside the time to do nothing but what you're selling or doing. Mailers are supposed to be done um, after hours, or if you do mailers when you're working or on phone appointments or something along these lines, it's the wrong time for that particular job. Working in hourly employment situation, would they allow you to do something else? Say you're being paid to get a tax done. Why should self-employment be any less disciplined? Taking time out for personal business, shopping again, club events, political events, etc. Would your hourly employer allow you to do that? How would you have to treat it? PTO, time off, unpaid time out, off? Would you have to give advance notice or to do that? Should you consider making up the time? Maybe it's time to set your priorities a little differently. Again, my key question, what's important to you? If you don't receive a salary, wages, or bonus, then I assume you're paid straight commission. And during the defined hours that you put on yourself, personal appointments or phone sales should be all you do. You don't get paid unless you close a sale. So why would you give away your time? It always amazes me that salespeople feel a sense of accomplishment after one sale or a good day of sales. What would happen if a bartender decided her quota for the day was going to be 200 drinks and stopped serving after she reached that? Kind of ridiculous, don't you think? I mean, that might be a total of, say, 40 to 50 people around a good-sized bar. And also a good-sized bar might easily hold 25 when full. Essentially, two turns of the bar would be all she got. That would be ludicrous. They're on a schedule. Everyone knows she will keep turning seats until it's time to close. Why then would you consider setting appointments or stop setting appointments or selling after getting that number? We all know the numbers and have heard about them. Example, how long does it take to complete a presentation? 2 hours? If you put in a 10-hour day for yourself or have told yourself you're going to work 10 hours a day, that's 5 presentations per day. Do those five, that's 25 presentations a week. How many presentations does it take to make a sale? Are you on a 5-to-1 ratio or close about 20% of them? Out of 25 presentations, you could close 5 then. What would be your commission check like then? What if you worked 6 days instead of 5? That would mean 30 presentations in 6 sales. What normally happens is we say, I've made 100 phone calls and set 1 appointment. That isn't enough to pay the bills. So ask yourself, am I willing to make 2,500 calls to get 25 appointments? Who has the time? It usually takes 32 seconds for a phone to ring and go to voicemail. So if you leave a message, which I know you don't on every situation or every call, that would take about 60 seconds. Out of an hour, you can make 60 calls. Thus, in 10 hours, you'd make 600 calls. In 4 days, that would be 2,400 calls. Look at the numbers a different way. Think of all the time wasted on those 99 calls that didn't get answered, were wrong numbers, or were out of service. If it takes 1 minute to make a call, you might have spent 48 minutes altogether to set those 24 appointments for the week. That leaves 59 hours of the week wasted on non-productive phone calls. Isn't that encouraging? What kind of money did you make? Perhaps mailers seem like a good idea, but again, count the cost. Stamps are up to 55 cents each. 1,000 mailers would cost you $5.50. Then you have the reams of paper, envelopes, not to mention the ink. All that can easily exceed $600, or at least come close. And how long would it take to put that together? How long before people see them? Then how many would respond by opening them? 2%, 3%, if you're lucky. Only 20 to 30 people then would actually open it. And how many would then call you to set up an appointment? So the same applies to seminars, events, dinners, etc. That takes time to put together, takes time to present, and then follow-up calls to see how many people are interested. Divide your net by the proceeds from those calls and the total hours you put in. Today, people are scammed, spam, phished, etc. They're scared that they will pick up the phone and be taken advantage of, not knowing what information they mindlessly may be giving away. Television commercials infiltrate the home while people are sitting there watching them. They have well-known companies or paid people from past limelights, such as Joe, spreading misinformation. Due to that reputation, people think this information is available to them when it's not. They don't meet the qualifications, yet they've gotten into more homes in 30 seconds than you and I will in a lifetime. Beginning to see a pattern? Are you spending too much time in time-consuming tasks and not enough time on productive work? Let's go back and evaluate your priorities, and then check back with us as we discuss the topic. Think like the grandmaster entrepreneur you are.